Coming up next on the
Heritage
Podcast.
With Quavo and Takeoff for the, Infinity Links project, man.
Rest in peace, Takeoff, man.
Definitely rest in peace. To have that opportunity to be a part of the listening party, to be over, like inviting everybody and helping with the marketing and promotion for that right there. That to me was more significant than a lot of other things. Because the thing about it is like I said, the main DJs have their own schedule. You know what I'm saying? Then you gotta look at the level of artists, the caliber of artists.
Facts, yeah.
Lil Baby is always somewhere. So Champ always somewhere with Lil Baby. Rhymer is always somewhere with City Girls. Look at how big JT is. Look at how big Karish is. You know what I'm saying? To change the perception of the younger generation. You have to tell them, nah, y'all need to be listening to this over here. You can't tell them stop listening to music. You can't tell them stop listening to rap music. Tell them to go listen to certain Tupac records. Tell them to go listen to Keep Your Head Up. Tell them to go listen to Biggie, The Sky's the Limit. That'll give them a different perspective on hip-hop or what it can be. That'll give them something different to think about when it comes to lyrics.
Building a legacy, so watch how you step to me. You know it's inherited, ain't no comparison, stacking up guaranteed. Moving so militant, consistent and disciplined. Getting that paper and stacking it up, no time for no chillin', man. Building a legacy, so watch how you step to me. You know it's inherited, ain't no comparison, stacking up guaranteed. Moving so militant, consistent and disciplined. Getting that paper and stacking it up, no time for no chillin', man.
Yo, what's good? It's Sir Gates here now, tuned to the Inherited Podcast. Welcome back to another week, another episode. I hope y'all doing all right. Again, y'all been liking, commenting, subscribing, downloading, hitting the notification bell on YouTube. I highly appreciate it. Make sure y'all keep doing that. We about to hop into today's episode. Our next guest, Mr. Ruben Wood, president of QC DJs, music producer and artist. We about to jump into it, get his backstory. Let's say my goal always to bring some good value to our audience. We about to jump right into it, man. So how you doing, my dog?
I'm good, man. How you doing? Appreciate you for having me too.
I'm good, man. I'm good. Thank you for coming through, man. Again, shout out to China for setting this up. See you plugging in, man.
Yeah, definitely shout out to China, definitely.
Yeah, for sure. So real quick before we get started, right? Usually do a quick icebreaker. I'm gonna pick a card from this deck, right? I don't know what it's gonna say. It ain't nothing crazy or nothing like that. You'll answer it first, then I answer it next. So we're gonna quick little shuffle and see what it say. Let's see. All right, cool. So what book belongs on everyone's bookshelf? So what you think book belongs on everybody's bookshelf?
The 48 Laws.
48 Laws of Power. Yeah, that's a dope, man. Why you think so?
Once you read that, it'll probably change your perception of how you deal with people. You know what I'm saying? Because I feel like for a lot of people who've already read the book, they be trying to use the mind games on you.
And you don't even know it unless you read
it. You read it. So that's why I feel like a lot of people should, they should read that and be aware.
It'll help you out being up on game. Like you say, folks try to use it against you. You don't know what's going on and it's working perfectly. But if you know it, you spot that out from a mile away. With my pick, I would suggest that too. But I'd say I probably have two. How to Be a Success by Steve Harvey, and then this probably cliche, but Rich Dad Poor Dad. It's only because with one, Rich Dad Poor Dad, just having folks to be able to switch that mindset to asking yourself instead of I can't do this to how can I do this, and just switch that mindset thing. Also, the Steve Harvey book, How to Be a Success, he pretty much is talking about giving you that motivation and that mindset to take that first step, take that first leap, and do what you do in life, like follow your purpose and walk in purpose and stuff like that. So I have to recommend those two books. There's many more, but those are the first two that came off the top of my head. So I'll go there. All right, cool. So I got that out of the way. So just take us back to young Ruben, right? Like childhood, what you can remember growing up, like just your environment, just so we can try to step into to see what got you into your industry now and how you got it. So how was life growing up for you, family, friends? Like what was that like for you back then?
Hey man, life growing up for me started out in Brunswick, Georgia, which is 4.5 hours south of Atlanta. So I'm literally from a place that's like a group of islands. You know, we connected by bridges and stuff like that. We in between Savannah, Georgia, and Jacksonville, Florida. We sit right there. So for me, I would say, like, you know, growing up was country. I was in the country. I was out on the beaches and stuff like that. I never really liked school because I'm one of them people who not necessarily, you know, challenged and stuff like that by academics. But for the most part, that's really what it was. You know, my parents was together for 7 years, and then they pretty much split when I was 7. I went from Brunswick to Dawson, Georgia, which is a town that's probably dang near still segregated to this day in Georgia. It's outside of Albany, Georgia. I grew up there for like another 7 years, living with my moms. Then I came back to live with my pops, man. And that's kind of how it was growing up for me, at least throughout that interval. When I got into music, when I was probably around 7 years old. I started out dancing, really, and, you know, freestyling, doing wild stuff with other kids in school, and that kind of went from there. In 9th grade, we won the talent show for Brunswick High School. You know, we was in a group.
What was the name of the group? One of the ones you may want to keep on the low.
Yeah, it was CB something. But you know, it was CB something. But I got kicked out the group. You know,
man, what you do, dog?
I was David Ruffin. I was David Ruffin in the group there. But you know, I had a reason to be like that because I felt like sometimes they would kind of leave me out of stuff. You know, we used to do a lot of we did a lot of performances and stuff as a group. But yeah, like I said, I got left out a lot of stuff. So I was like, all right, well, you know what? Forget y'all. I'm gonna go do my own thing. Yeah, and I'm gonna go start making music on my own. So that's pretty much what I did. I put out my first mixtape in 2010. Put out my first project probably around 2011. Because after I graduated high school, I wound up moving to New York.
That's a big jump going from down here to New York. I came to Atlanta initially. I was going to college at the Art Institute of Atlanta. Then I wound up dropping out because I said, you know, the tuition is $50-something thousand a year. You know, that's not in my tax bracket at the time. So, and I didn't have a job. So, them student loan they be knocking for them, boy.
So I was like, you know what, I'm gonna just go ahead and do some music and pursue that. So yeah, I wound up going to New York, and from there, man, you know, I got put on by Wu-Tang management and everything. Was doing showcases and wind up getting myself a deal at a spot that was kind of popular then, Legacy Lounge, that was off of Nordstrom Ave in Brooklyn. So from there, you know, it was a horrible deal, but you know what I'm saying?
One of them first ones,
it kind of made me who I am. I stopped doing music for the next 10 years after that. So, you know, this year and having this project getting ready to come out is actually my return to music because I hadn't done music in like 13 years, really. Like that, yeah.
And that's the spirit. So what gave you that spark to be like, let me jump back into it? Like it's about that time. I feel it. I wanted to pursue it again.
Honestly, I would say like before my mom's had passed, I was working on some stuff. Just had it in the computer, working on different production and everything. Then I actually had made a record that was like named after her. And so, you know, I wanted to record that, and I said, you know, I'm gonna go ahead, I'm just put out a project, had some features and stuff that I got cleared from some major artists and stuff. So I was like, yeah, you know, I'm gonna kind of put this together. And then she passed, and so I was like, you know, that was a setback.
Yeah.
But then I was like, I'm not one of the type of people that start something and don't finish. So let me go ahead and finish. And then once I got the motivation to kind of be like, yeah, let me finish, I was like, all right, bet this how I'm gonna do this, and I'm gonna make it to where I know for sure this song gonna reach more or be about more than just her. You know what I'm saying? It's gonna be for anybody who ever lost their mother, lost a parent, just the family dynamic in general. How close are we with our siblings, or how close are we with you know, the people that we grew up with, you know, that we consider to be family and stuff. So yeah.
You got siblings?
Yeah, I'm the actual youngest, man.
Same, man. I'm the baby of the family. Got an older sister and 2 older brothers.
Yeah,
the baby of the family. So when your mom passed, right? Like for some people that I know, well, for most probably some wouldn't, but that's something detrimental, right? So when she passed, like, how did that affect you mentally? Like, what kind of mindset were you in when she passed?
Well, I was there at the hospital when she passed, so I saw her take her last breath of life, and being in the room, you know, literally, it's more so one of them situations where it's I mean, it's really an undescribable feeling because
surreal.
Yeah, but at the same time, it's like I felt this random sense of heat. You know what I'm saying? Tightness in my chest. I almost felt like lightheaded at the same time, so I had to walk out of the room and come back. But interestingly enough, you know, sometimes when somebody passes, they can be gone, but your body can come back functioning.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Because all the organs haven't shut down, different things like that. So that's actually what happened in her case, but she was already gone. So it was, I'm not going to say it was a traumatic experience because you can't say that when somebody's sick, that's traumatic. You know what I'm saying? Because if they don't get better, you have to expect that. You know what I'm saying? So it was more so like I kind of got to the point where I expected it. Didn't want my mom to pass, obviously, but, you know, it was like, okay, I feel like this is coming. So really, it's an indescribable feeling, to be honest with you. Death in itself, when it's your parent, especially when you close enough to them where they add value to your life, even if y'all don't talk on a regular basis, they still add value to your life. It's a morbid feeling. It's horrible. You know what I'm saying? It comes and it goes. It's an emotion. Some days you probably don't feel like dealing with nobody, going to work and stuff like that. Other days you probably, you know, you probably feel like isolating yourself. I feel like isolating myself. Of course you're gonna cry. Of course you gotta let that emotion out and everything. And if you keep it inside, that's probably the worst thing you can do. You know what I'm saying? So it's better to cry. It's better to let that out. But yeah, I mean, it's a morbid feeling.
So those were kind of the main ways you dealt with it as far as just releasing emotion. Did you go like have to get into counseling, like prayer, meditation, or it was just you were just going by your own beat, just trying to see what the best way to do it?
I mean, nah, man. I prayed. I prayed a lot. Definitely talked to God a lot more. Yeah, you know, because it's like, yes, I have a earthly father. You know, I can reach out to him, have conversation with him, but it's just certain things, you know, you want to have a conversation with God because ultimately that's a different level of comfort. You know what I'm saying? So that's pretty much the main basis of what helped me. And I feel like it made me go back into the music more so because at that point, it's like the music becomes therapy.
Facts.
You know what I'm saying? So it's like that becomes therapy. and my construction business becomes therapy because I'm building stuff. So it's like,
keeping busy at mine out for
right. So that's kind of like that's stuff that I be doing, man. Keep my mind.
Well, y'all close.
acclimated.
Like, well, you ain't both of your parents, but y'all like real close. So it was one of the ones like for me and mine, like growing up, because we was in that place of having to kind of struggle a lot. Like I had both parents in the household, of course, like they was there, but because we were so focused on like trying to survive, it's like they was there, but I still missed out on that parenting kind of situation. So we weren't like, even to this day, we still trying to just have a close bond. It's like I love my folks to death, but it's just like because of that gap growing up, we weren't, and just in my opinion, as close knit of a family we could have been or should have been. So like even to this day, I be thinking about, God forbid if my parents die, like how am I gonna kind of receive that because of our kind of past relationship and how close we were. So were y'all kind of pretty close knit?
On one hand, yeah. On the other hand, no.
Yeah.
And the reason why I say that is because, like, on one hand, when you know that your parent is in the living, it's like, I can call my moms up and basically talk trash to her, you know what I'm saying? Oh, did you eat today? What you doing? Did you watch this new movie? You know what I'm saying? You can say all type of stuff to your parents and everything. Or you might bring up some old stuff. Like, you remember that time you whooped me for this? You know what I'm saying?
Got a lot of those stories.
Yeah, you do stuff like that, but you can't do that when they're gone. So the reality is like a lot of stuff and the lack thereof that my mom's may have had going on with her when I was growing up, because I can't speak for my older siblings because their relationship with her was different.
Facts.
But at least for mine, a lot of stuff she actually had told me before that she apologized to me for. So that to me was probably one of the most important things across the board ever. To have her actually say that to me, almost as important as, well, just as important, really, not almost, but just as important as my pops telling me before that he was proud of me for certain things too. So, but yeah, I mean, we were close enough, but we weren't that close because my mom said to move to, she moved to Birmingham, Alabama, so she wasn't even living in Georgia no more. But she had an interesting life. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? And without saying too much, but saying enough, I'm going to just say, my mom's was an interesting person. So,
shouts out to my dudes, man.
For real. But, it's basically like, for the most part, she always tried to call all four of us and check on us and everything and try to give us, like, as sound of advice as I guess she could give. So yeah, I mean that's pretty much as much as I can say about that.
Yeah, still playing that parental role, it sounds like. And I think like sometimes kids, not saying that's all they may need, but the fact that you said she called you and apologized for X, Y, and Z, us growing up, we see our parents either do so much or go through so much, and we may not understand it from their perspective because we're children, but sometimes we may feel as if like, damn, mom, damn, pops, why you do X, Y, and Z? And it kind of either hurt me or steered me this way. But just that call to, some parents don't even clear up the note because they feel like y'all was a child, y'all wouldn't understand. But as we get older, some kids still hold on to some of that. It's just like, why? Because that could have led them to where they at now. And they still kind of confused as if, why this happened, why that happened. But if parents could just maybe sit their children down and like, look, man, I know y'all of age now that y'all had y'all run-ins and run-outs with life, y'all can more understand why this happened. So let me just say, my bad for this, my bad for that. Like, we try our best, this and that. But that's why I just always tell folks, we got to extend grace to our parents at every given point. Because who knows what they could have been battling. Because I know now, me as an adult, there'd be so much shit going on sometimes. They'd be like, man, I can only imagine back then what they could have possibly been going through. But you do have some parents who really not trying, and have some who I'm trying to do my best I could. But I feel like, now that should always be a thing when a kid get older. Just sit them down like, look, This what we went through. This why. I'm sorry you felt X, Y, and Z, but at least let you know I love you, my bad, and this and that. But just having said that, right? So post when you first started your music career, so what was that like as far as navigating into your first deals? I'm pretty sure it was a little bit more complex. You know, of course, you go to New York and just walking somewhere and boom, they hear my music X, Y, and Z, and I'm signed. So for some artists who may be trying to get a deal, like what was that footwork like? Like you had to go to this club, that night, this night. What did it look like for you?
Well, I'm gonna be honest with you, man. You know, me, I kind of been in the industry for some years because we was dancing in a group. We had a manager. Even before I got let go out the group, it was just a matter of, was Ruben gonna show up? Could he attend this? Could he go do what he was supposed to do? Because for me, you know, when I put out my first mixtape, which was, you know, a horrible body of work. I had it in like mom and pop stores and things like that. Y'all know we growing up, you go to gas station, you can see the mixtapes up there.
Right at the register in the front,
right.
So,
so I used to have my mixtapes up there. You know, I was selling them and I had to go holler at the people at the gas station. Like, how many did I sell today? Did I make any money? Because, you know, I'm telling people to go out there and go do that. It's a different grind today than it was when we was younger. So, you know, it's like that was the thing to do. And, you know, that was really the basis of me actually starting and making something happen. Because I remember it was a guy who I was in contact with in Atlanta, and he used to work for Akon. So he would be like, man, you got to take and you got to get these CDs pressed up, and you got to get all these CDs moved. You got to go out here. This is your product. You need to treat this like your product, and you need to go do X, Y, and Z. And for me, in school, it's like, man, I know how to sell stuff because I'm selling candy and I'm selling everything else. I'm
gotta
like,
be the same.
Right. That's what I'm like, it's not the same because people looking at me like, like, who are you? Like, why would I buy your music? I don't want to buy this. And so, you know, that was an interesting time. But then to go from the South to the North and go to New York, like, man, I was probably what, 19, 20 in clubs I shouldn't even been in. But I'm figuring out ways on how to finagle.
Hustle though, man.
Yeah, you know, because I was like, I remember seeing Sheik Luch perform, the Locks performing, and you know, different individuals, and this other Wu-Tang Clan members, they got shows. And then the Pyramid Club was really popping back then, which 50 had something going on with one of the promoters there for the Pyramid. So it was like big thing with This Is 50. Man, you had all type of industry folks that was coming there. Met people who come way from California to go there and, you know, perform and network. So I put in a lot of footwork. However, that didn't mean anything because without any money, without any substantial vision on how are you going to turn this into a business, you know, a lot of times, man, I might have not had enough money to buy myself a slice of pizza. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, how... Yeah, you know, I don't know how this gonna work out for me.
Music. I can't even eat right now. Yeah,
so it was like real. It was a real situation because selling those mixtapes is how I used to make enough money to be able to do this or to do that. And it got to a point where I was like, man, I don't feel like I want to do this. And initially, I thought like getting a whole little situation like, okay, this supposed to do this, supposed to do that. But the person I was working with at the time, they got the advance. I just didn't get the advance.
Damn.
So they showed me it depositing the account.
Welcome to the industry.
Right. And the guy I was talking to in Atlanta who was telling me about how you need to move the CD, he was like, man, I wish you had told me, and I wish you had brought me to the meeting, or you had brought me and did this. And I was like, but see, I ain't even go to the meeting because he went to the meeting for me and he did it. So it was a lot that was going on, man. But I lived and I learned.
As you should, yeah.
So that's kind of pretty much like my real foundation on that, because I made a whole transition from doing music to doing media, just because I was like, man, you know what, I want to help other people. So I want to help them so they don't go through the same stuff I went through. You know what I'm saying?
Like that. Which one you prefer? Actually, the artistry side or the helping other people get on in whatever respective part they in?
I ain't gonna lie to you at this point. It's definitely the artistry side.
Okay.
Because I done helped a lot of people. I done been behind the scenes, working a lot of major projects. A lot of PR people know me. They hit me up. I done did a lot of groundwork for a lot of these people who are, you know, what we consider to be in a specific league in the rap game and stuff now, or just in the music game in general. And I've been a part of a lot of those projects. But yeah, man.
Well, let me ask you this though. So out of all the projects you've done and worked on, talk about one of your most, you can be like long time ago or recent, one of your most memorable moments as far as in the music industry or just playing your role as far as supporting somebody's role. So what was one thing you remember that's like, this shit blew my mind? I'm like, man, it's the highlight.
Honestly, man, I would say last year.
Last
year. Yeah. Working with Quavo and Takeoff for the Infinity Links project, man.
Rest in peace, Takeoff, man.
Definitely rest in peace. To have that opportunity to be a part of the listening party, to be over like inviting everybody and helping with the marketing and promotion for that right there. That to me was more significant than a lot of other things because it was with QC. It was like, okay, well, it made me feel more so like my role matters. You know what I'm saying?
For sure.
And so because of that, it's like we went up, we had a successful event. This is the last time we seen him alive in Atlanta.
Damn, man.
So, I mean, it was more historical and more, it really mattered, is what I'm saying. Like, that's a pivot. This is the last time you see him alive in Atlanta. So, just to be a part of that was, it was really dope and significant.
That'll turn something like that monumental. Like, we always hear this, maybe cliche, but you never know the last time you're going to be alive, last time you're going to see somebody. But to be in that moment, I can only imagine. But how did you take that when he passed away? Like, when you got a call or when you found out? Like, how did that affect you?
It was fucked up, man. Cat, which I don't know if I can curse on
but be man, okay. 100% freed out.
Yeah, it was fucked up. But the interesting thing about that is like the same time that that happened with him, I got a call same day. I think on the same day. Yeah, same day, because that happened with him like that night in the wee hours of the morning. But the day, as they was going to the party, because they was in Houston, I got called about my mom's being in the hospital.
Damn.
So that happened with him, like on that day, and then over the course of the next couple of months, I'm going back and forth from Birmingham and everything with her, and she passed in January of this year. So it was like, for me, it was, back to back. It was a lot going on. Yeah.
That's a lot to try to handle, man, too. Yeah. Well, of course, your mom was a little bit later on, but having somebody close like that passing your mom back to back, I can only imagine the mental states you was in. That's why I asked you earlier how you deal with stuff like that. Because a lot of people, when you experience, you'll never know how you're going to take death. Like, I recently, like this year, I done seen 4 bodies in the casket already. And like from folks who was close, some was friends, a lot of it, some was natural death, some because of that fentanyl bullshit going around and stuff like that. But just when you actually see it, it's just like, how do you prepare for something like that? And the most recent person that I've seen, like he was close. Like, I got a history of making music as well, but he was the guy for me who was like trying to navigate me around because he had connects with like KE on the track back then and producers like that. So, but seeing him in a casket 3 weeks ago, it was just like bro, like how do you just seeing somebody's bodies that's so lifeless and knowing the good times and the bad times, the support, you just can never prepare for it, and then put me in those mind states of a little bit of anxiety or sometimes going to a state of depression and having to get back to it'll reset you sometimes. Like, what am I doing in life? Like, where is my focus and this and that to just make sure I know before I leave, I gotta leave me an imprint in X, Y, and Z. But again, I didn't know your mom had passed this soon, so sorry to hear that. When you had said, I thought you were saying as far like a time ago, but sorry to hear that. But just I'm trying to try to keep on a positive note. But speaking of takeoff right in QC, I know you're president of QC DJs. So how did that come about and getting into that position?
Honestly, man, it came about from people believing in me, really. Because it was somebody who was connected with P, was connected with Two Official, mutual friend of theirs who was like a sister to P. I was, working with her, doing a lot of the behind the scenes media stuff. And then I talked to her and I said, I want to do this right here. So she wound up putting me in contact with Two Official. And me and Two Official chopped it up and he believed in me too. So it was really more so about the work ethic and they actually believed in me enough to be like, okay, we're going to try you out. We're going to give you a shot. So then it went from that to me being able to be a part of that with Takeoff and Quay. You know what I'm saying? And a lot of the next gen QC artists going on tours with them, doing the DJ calls with them, doing little, things for them to help with their promotion and stuff like that. So it's been a constant journey with QC in general, but at the same time, it's literally, it came about from people actually believing in me and me just standing on what I said I was going to do.
Having to stand on business. Sometimes that's all you need, or like somebody that just, I can put my heart out, tell you, give you paperwork, X, Y, and Z. I did this, that. But all you need is just that one person to, like you say, believe in you and give you a shot to actually show, like, bro, I got this. So it sounds like if they did, but you got some hellified work ethic and just that passion behind you. That sound about accurate? You one of the ones who work over the clock, like overtime, all the time?
Hey, man, they call me in the middle of the night. We need this done, that, and I'm like, all right, bet. Yeah. So you kind of said a little bit, briefly of what it entails, or what does that entail as far as that position? Like, what are your kind of duties and responsibilities, or how do you help out other DJs, or like what is that really position, president of QC DJs? So I mean, like, really it's a coalition in itself, but also all of the main DJs for all of the QC artists are a part of QC DJs.
Gotcha.
Like Rhymer, Champ, Matty Ice, I forget what Lakia DJ name is, and I follow him on Instagram, and then Gloss Up has one too. So each artist has their own DJ, and of course DJ Darrell, because he DJ for Quavo now.
I remember you always had his name in the beginning,
right? DJ Darrell,
you know that,
right? So just being able to organize a lot of the stuff for them, which ain't necessarily too much work because they already have their own schedules, the main DJs and everything that are on the tours and stuff with those artists. Really supporting them, being a supporting system and hub for them, organizing whatever may need to be done, but also for the other DJs that are in the coalition. What market are they in? How can we continue to bring awareness to QC in these different markets? We're the focal point. If we're not in the clubs, we on the radio. If we're not on the radio, we out somewhere in the streets doing the street team promo. If we're not doing that, we somewhere doing something. You know what I'm saying?
For sure.
So that's the main thing. That's really what QC DJs is all about. It's about us staying as active as possible and keeping the brand as active as possible, and that name continuing to circulate.
So pretty much you saying, like, so the DJ avenue is just pretty much a supporting leg of the whole QC brand in general.
Correct.
Keeping the DJ avenue up and running.
Correct.
Still brings that brand name back to QC in the whole.
Correct.
Yeah. So is it hard to I don't know if I say manage, but like work with other DJs especially within that number of you got all these artists with their own DJs are hard to manage?
Nah, because the thing about it is like I said, the main DJs have their own schedule. You know what I'm saying? But then you gotta look at the level of artists, the caliber of artists.
Facts, yeah.
Lil Baby is always somewhere. So Champ always somewhere with Lil Baby. Rhymer is always somewhere with City Girls. Look at how big JT is. Look at how big Carisha is. You know what I'm saying? So you know that's what's going on. You know Darrell is going to be somewhere with Quavo.
Yeah.
These are those top artists. But then when you look at like the Baby Moneys, the Gloss Up, the Lakias, so forth and so on, the Slim Jimmys, and you know, their DJs are always somewhere with them too. They constantly being booked. So it's more so like the other DJs in the coalition, how do we continue to stay active to continue to brand ourselves? You know, because we're a reflection of this company that's already strong.
Facts.
So
You had said this a second ago as far as street team. I remember, of course, back in the day, if you ain't had no street team, that was like the kind of heart of your promo, whether you outside with the big old signs and pulling up to the front of the club, LED lights, all this and that. So in 2023, how effective today is still a street team versus back then? Is it just as much, or you, because it's so digital, it's like,
You can't control the streets without the street team. And you know what 2 Official motto is the realest shit. Control the streets, fuck the internet. You can be viral on TikTok, right? Millions of people. You can't get your ass booked in the club, though.
Makes sense.
Can't bring nobody out in the club. You know what I'm saying? So then we wonder, well, okay, this nigga he got 1 million followers, right? How many people come to the club with him?
Can't pack out a show.
Right.
I hear that a lot.
So but they ain't got no street team. They not really out there connecting with people. If I'm at Onyx and I know I'm doing sections and stuff, or I'm doing something at, you know, any club one night, I got at least have 30 people coming out with me.
Facts.
If at least 30 people can't come out with me, something wrong. You don't know at least 30 to 100 people? Like, what going
Pull up
on?
and support. Nah, for sure, man.
But you see what you just said? Support.
Yeah.
Why you ain't got at least 30 to 100 people in your phone that can come out and support you? Something wrong with that right there. But you call yourself a DJ or artist or this business person or so forth. So you see what I'm saying? So from that aspect of you being a personality, or you being that brand, or being this person who's supposed to be popping and everything, if you ain't got the real bandwidth or the real support like that, yeah, man, like, who really are you?
Yeah. The internet sometimes can be fugazi, man. Like you say, you got all these followers, and you getting all these comments, likes, this and that. But when it's time to put that business behind it, go make some real physical bread, and because growing your brand is a part of word of mouth. You can internet, you can pay for ad spend, pay for this, pay for the promotion, pay for what do you call, like, celebrities to collab with your product X, Y, Z. But when you in this physical, when people in your position, record execs, this and that, let me see what your fan base really look like. Like, when you go to these shows, you're not just performing, you're trying to get these folks in, get that bar going, sell your merch, this and that. And without people, you pretty much ain't doing it, getting that done. But do you run into that a lot with artists? Or do you actually like deal with, I know you got the QC DJs got their own artists, right? But as far as say Lil JJ trying to get on and he got some music, are they able like to get to you, or do they try to submit music, or you just strictly just with my DJs?
Listen, man, I'm gonna be honest with you. I have come from a space of working with a lot of up and coming artists and stuff like that. I don't even want to do that no more.
Yeah.
I have artists that I work with right now, and I'm finna name them, and that's pretty much it, bro. Hollywood 40 out of Columbus, Georgia. Shout out to him. Chris Knight, shout out to him. He like biggest R&B in Jacksonville. Monty Michi, she like upcoming, but she doing her thing big. She was just on tour with Soulja Boy. Crowd going stupid dumb for her song. Shout out to her. And MSB Boog, he's from Florida. We got a record together with Ross coming on the album. JP the Prince, he got his own label situation. It's a label that has him. So he's not necessarily up under me, but we got records coming out together. I produced a lot of stuff for him as well. And King Key out of Austin, Texas, he got a record with Zero right now called Certified. I also did a record with him and Benny the Butcher. And then Chi-Town, shout out to Chi-Town. She from New York. She doing her thing. She up and coming. Outside of that, yeah, nah, bro. Only other person I would say, like, you know, because we got records together and, you know, QC DJs is actually pushing her. But, you know, I work with Lucy Got Fans, but that's not my artist. You know what I'm saying? But Lucy Got Fans is literally the next thing like this coming, and she out of Nashville. I produced a record with her and Juicy J. So that's hard. Yeah. So I mean, outside of that, like, yeah, nah, bro.
Why so though? I mean, I for just from like knowing something, I know sometimes some artists is you get so many folks pulling up on you and trying, hey, bro, I got music trash, I ain't mixed, I ain't mastered, beat trash. You don't have no social media following, or it's just like, even though some folks, you gotta start from somewhere. But I just feel nowadays, like I tell friends who are rap artists, like, bro, y'all can be so talented. You can be the most talented artist in the world, but you got to understand, when you come into a record label, president QC DJs, like, bro, you're a business, you're a product. You got to present yourself as a product. You're a brand. Like, you don't see Nike shoes on the shelf just thrown around, laces dirty, this and that, like, or the next iPhone, just like, bro, you got to present yourself as a brand. You don't have to have it all together in the beginning, but when you come to somebody, your first shot could be your last, man. So what is your reason as far as you just, even though you did have a period where you were talking to other artists, they walk up, but why now you just like, man, I ain't got the energy for it no more?
Honestly, man, because at the end of the day, I felt like me going back into doing music, unless you was like-minded, you was on the same page, it ain't make sense.
Yeah.
It literally ain't make sense. Because the thing is like, I done invested money into artists. I've invested so much time and effort into helping build artists. It's easier for you to work with an artist that's already established, and we get that because they're already established. But for you to take the time to help build somebody else's career, you gotta think, you're not building yourself up. You making them famous. You putting them on. I done took individuals around, DJs, moved them through the city, platforms, outlets, all of that. Whole nine. Where are they? You know what I'm saying? They'll leave you and leave you either with a bill or leave you looking crazy.
I hear that so much, man.
And then, because it's real, then you got the same people you introduced them to. Yo, where so-and-so at? I don't know. But that's life though, you know what I'm saying? So you get to a point where it's like, if I know I can go over here and go do like, you know, construction work, trucking, you know, this business, that business, get a job as a nurse, be a head chef over here, I can go make $100,000 a year. I can go make $1 million a year. I can go sell a product and go make all this money. Why am I over here doing this with you?
Not even knowing if said tomorrow you're gonna try to kick my ass to the curb.
Exactly. And then you never realize, you never know what people going through. You don't know what they got in their mind. They might be low-key mad at you. Well, why he know so many people?
Yeah. They want to be the spot. No, they want to be the spotlight.
But they like, why he know so many people?
Now they need you for those.
Exactly. But they mad at you that you know all these people.
Right. Like, you should be happy I know all these people to help put you on and get you to the room.
Nah, man, they mad about that. They like, man, listen, he not supposed to know this many people right here. It's too many people coming up to him and instead of coming up to me, I'm the artist. They validating him before they validate. Nobody know you. That's why I'm bringing you over here so you can be introduced to people. Nah, man, I don't like that.
Yeah, like everybody got a role, dude. It's like if you got a team or a good system, play a role and play it well. Everybody gonna eat, and everybody who's meant to shine gonna shine. Everybody is not meant for that limelight. Like you'll be surprised as you got your number 1s, 2s, 3s, and 4s, bro. Without 2, 3, and 4, number 1 ain't nothing. So it'll behoove you to just, bro, if you gonna let folks operate and structure and build this and that foundation for you, do it, respect it, and appreciate it. Versus like, yeah, what comes with music comes with clout and fame, man. You getting all the praise and notoriety, but at a certain point in your career, it takes 2, 3, and 4 who's number 1 in a perspective areas to push you further. So why you either dry hating or just slick mad like, bro, I ain't like you said, it sucks that that's going on in the industry, dog. It's a business, and some folks, I guess, they just don't know how to operate or just not business minded. I guess, man. But so when you do run into those hits, has it been a lot of those you had in your lifetime as far as somebody trying to either once they got put on to kick you to the curb, like, bro, he ain't help me out, bro. I did all that by myself, bro. He ain't even know, but you was really the base of that.
Hey, bro, it done been so many to the point where I done literally watched niggas while they moving around with me, they literally be going up.
Mm-hmm.
They going up. All the way up. Soon as they ain't working with me no more, they might have big feature. They might have their little name over here. Whole buzz start dying down. Why is that? Because the way you move. But the thing is, you're not responsible for somebody else.
Facts.
Or what's in them. You only really responsible for yourself. So that's why I say, like, for me, man, I can't do it no more, man. I can't do it. It don't benefit me. And then it comes down to it, like, the same way you just said it's a business. Unfortunately, within our community, you know, black people will try you up. Like, niggas will try you up. They'll go pay a white person, a promo company, a street team, this white, to do something for them, right? They gonna pay them on time.
And what they asking for.
They gonna try to bargain the hell out with you. They gonna try to pay your invoice late. They gonna try to say, oh, they gonna nitpick everything. Ain't do that with the white folks, though. So when you start understanding, again, I can go work over here and make $1 million. Why am I right? And focus on myself with peace of mind while I'm dealing with you. You don't bring enough to you can't even pay the damn invoice on time. What am I doing?
Yeah. That's wild, bro.
But that's music, but that's shit people don't be talking about.
And that's what folks need to hear, though.
Right. But they don't understand the concept. If this is a label ain't about one person. Label got several different moving parts.
She's a machine.
Right. So if you got a whole roster of artists, you got 4 quarters in the year. How many artists are dropping per quarter? As a label, the label is concerned about, is this person gonna hit this mark? Is that person gonna hit their mark? That's all they care about. So there's that business to that. How do you consistently make this artist pop? You got to put them in the position to be able to do that. Most independent artists don't even understand the real concept of what that means. Whether they come from the streets and they have that mentality trying to switch over to the business sense, or if they're in a situation where they just green as I don't know what, they don't understand them, but they super talented and they'll work hard. Reality is this. You as an artist, first and foremost, should understand you are a brand. You're a walking billboard. You gotta have a product. The music is one side. You still gotta have a product. Probably gonna make more money off that product than you is your music. Streaming been free. How many people get billions of streams? Everybody not gonna stream your music.
Facts.
They don't care about it.
Facts. Gotta be multifaceted in that area. Yeah.
So when you break this down, a lot of these artists don't get that though. I told them, like, listen, man, you need to put out a class. I ain't putting out no class.
It sometimes just takes one research and observation. Like you hear conversations like this, right? You hear so many sound bites, this and that over time. Whether you may not have the cash to go take a class, or because you could make a class, but guess what? Ruben might want to charge for that class. You gonna buy this product?
No. They ain't gonna buy. Why it ain't free?
You feel me?
Why it ain't free?
Yeah. So just do your due diligence, bro. Like it's so this age of this information on technology, you can be very well versed in the head if you just put the time in, the resources, and just that dedication to your career. Like if you really want it, it's gonna show. I get it. Everybody come from different walks of life, different backgrounds. You may not be in that mindset, but if you want something that bad, you're gonna figure it out and do what you gotta do to know, like, I should be looking at X, Y, and Z. I should be trying to get into this room. I should present myself when I'm out. So if I run into a Ruben, I'm looking at least decent, got my shit together and this and that, whoop, whoop. But it just seems like as long as an artist feel, or if I got the music, you need to do the rest. I'm coming with the music, but I feel the music is like 10% of it. Like you can be that business though, without that, like, bro, what you doing, dog? And you can't just expect to just put all that weight on your manager or somebody this and that, because it's what and tell me, correct me if I'm right or wrong. Like, say if an artist comes to a label, the odds of them picking just and even like believing and giving a shot to somebody who's saying like, I hear they song, bro, talented, but he has no following, no social media presence, and this and that. That person versus, okay, we got dude, he may not be as talented as A, but bro got 100,000 followers on social media. I see them doing shows. He at least bringing somebody to the show. It's something to work with. Who are they gonna pick out of them two majority of the time?
I mean, I'm gonna be honest with you. Here's the thing. If they pick the person with less followers who's super talented, it's a horrible deal. It's a horrible deal. Mm-hmm. They got to spend more money making you known.
Facts.
If they take and they give this person over here a deal, it's going to be a better deal. Mm-hmm. Because they already established. Mm-hmm. That's just like, if you look at something, right? A lot of people, they might be like, oh, okay, well, we hereby, I'm going to just use Jeezy as an example. Shout out to Jeezy. Because Jeezy has announced that he parted ways with Def Jam, right?
Heard that.
Okay. Do CTE really need Def Jam, though, at a certain point?
You done built it up so much to where you got your own foundation. Yeah.
Okay. So if Jeezy has already invested millions of dollars into his own brand, he has his own liquor brand. He's putting out books now.
Facts.
It's Jeezy. Everybody knows Jeezy.
Yeah.
He can pack a room out on his own. Why does Jeezy need Def Jam? At that point, Jeezy only needs Def Jam for a business loan. Well, who's up above Def Jam? Universal. I don't need you, Def Jam. I need Universal. You had to get the money from Universal anyway.
Shit, facts. Yeah.
And I don't want nobody to get mad at me for saying this because I'm telling the truth. But I'm just saying, man. I'm going to go to Universal to get the deal because guess what? Def Jam might can only give me 10 million. Universal can give me 50 million.
Yeah.
So why am I going to go, you know what I'm saying?
And you have the leverage to get that 50.
Right.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay, all I need is 4 artists. I got 1, so all I need is 3 more. Who got something going on? We gonna do this, and that. You know what I'm saying? This is the part that a lot of people don't understand. That's why it's better for you to build your brand up. But a lot of folks, they don't want to invest in themselves. They want instant gratification, instant success.
Yeah, overnight stuff, yeah. They got so used to that TikTok and SoundCloud and going crazy. Yeah. This shit take time and money.
Yeah. But then even if you got a record that goes viral on TikTok, what is your follow-up record? Can you consistently make hits? If your record only pops on TikTok, does it pop in the club? Will it pop on radio? Can it be played overseas? Or are you really trash? Is it really just, okay, you on this little wave right here.
You got caught up in that wave.
Right.
Yeah.
Because there's a lot of people that I know right now, man, look, on TikTok, bro, they popping.
They done won.
In real life, though, yeah, man.
Yeah.
No. You go to the club, man, it's 3 people there for them. Man, I came here because it's R&B night. Who? I done seen it happen before because I be working with a lot of the club promoters. I've seen it happen.
Mm-hmm.
So that's why I'm saying what I'm saying. You literally have to still be out here marketing, branding yourself in the streets doing X, Y, and Z.
Mm-hmm.
If not, you're not gonna be who you think you are.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It takes that presence. Even when it comes to social media, it's just like the average artist on the street. If you go into the new artists versus artists who established, right? Even though they're already established, like just compare Lil Baby to somebody. You may be new and you got Lil Baby. No matter where he's at, but that's your competition. You trying to at least get somewhere close to where he at. But if you can do the bare minimum, if you go to the studio, if y'all can go there and buy X amount of weed, this and that, buy your drinks, this and that, bruh, get you a videographer or photographer there. You gotta be, folks gotta wanna be you, they wanna like you, wanna act like you, imitate you. But if you're not showing that side of yourself or your personality, just making music and just keep putting out, it's more to it, dog. So you gotta invest into your brand and in yourself, like to the bare minimum. But it's a lot of artists who just won't do it and just feel like we got the songs and after that, somebody about to come and pick us up and sign us. But like, bruh, social media is one of the biggest keys. You gotta put yourself out. You may be an introvert or X, Y, and Z, and if you so much one, this may not be for you. But if you are, bro, speak to the camera, turn the phone around sometime and show folks who you are outside of, oh, this is bro life or young lady life in the studio on tour life. People want to see, can I imitate this person in X, Y, and Z? But I just don't see a lot of that in. Well, I guess they may not be hungry then if they ain't doing that, in my opinion. So how do you feel about that?
I mean, I feel like you just said a key point. People want to have weed in the studio, liquor in the studio, right? So if you're up and coming artist and you got $40, $50 for the weed and additional $40, $50 for the bottles, you just $80 to $100 you just spent. You don't know a cameraman you can spend $25 with?
Because they are out here.
They out here. Somebody hungry, right? They looking for the 25.
Yeah.
Okay, you don't know nobody like that. They don't care about that, though. They don't even understand the perspective of what you just talked about them actually documenting what that is or vlogging about that. Because in reality, if something were to happen to them tomorrow, there's no documentation of the process of how this went. There's no videos. There's nothing uploaded to YouTube, to no cloud, nothing. Nobody can say, this person was in the studio with this person. This person worked on this. This was this specific date. You're not going to have a Kanye West documentary.
You can't tell no kind of story.
You can't tell
That's
no
Brandon
story.
telling the story.
But you can't do that.
Yeah.
But you got that weed up in there.
Facts, man.
You got them bottles though, right? Man, I had to get in the zone, bro. You know, I had to be, I got to have the vibe. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, okay.
You gotta have that vibe plus business though,
but
man.
they gonna ask you the manager, why you ain't recording me? Why you ain't recording me? They be serious as hell now. Why you ain't recording me?
Like, bro, what? I'm saying I'm here managing you. What you want me to do?
You probably paid for the studio session.
Yeah.
If they did, you probably paid for the studio session. Why you ain't recording this? Not supposed to.
And it speaks a lot as far as like, where's your care for yourself? Even though, yeah, I could be recording you, but help me help you. Show me that you're trying. Show me that you got it. At least if one day you're not doing this because of a good reason, not just you don't care. Because if I'm managing you, you ain't showing no effort. Like, bro, I want to be out the door ASAP and try to get me with somebody who, like you say in the beginning of this interview, matching my energy, matching my work ethic. Like, it's a partnership. I'm not your babysitter. I'm not your daddy at the end of the day, like put in that work and show the world that, hey, if I get this major deal, this ain't about to be a 1 year thing for me. I'm in it for the long haul. If you're not doing it now, how you expect somebody to believe in you for the long run?
Right.
I don't see it working.
Right.
I don't know, man. But it's just trying to help out somebody up and coming artist and be watching. Like y'all should be listening to these things as far as taking care of yourself and your brand, doing the right thing you should be doing to show if you want to get a major deal, it's certain stuff you need to have in your repertoire to show them like this is what I'm coming with. Do you want to back my brand and my product, aka myself, and let's run with it. But if not, you might as well just hang it up.
Hey man, listen, I tell folks like this, bro. Really, to get into the music business, you gotta have a lot of money. And a lot of people like, nah, it don't take that much money to do it. It do take that much money to be successful. Everybody don't have a Nuck If You Buck record. Shout out to Crime Mob. Everybody don't have a It's Going Down. Shout out to Young Jock. Everybody don't, you don't have a career span of Drake, J. Cole, Nicki Minaj, Lil Wayne. You don't have a career span even of a Kanye West or a Jay-Z or a Nas or a T.I. or a Gucci Man. Y'all ain't even at the point Thug at before he was locked up. So when we look at the trajectory of artists in general, a lot of them don't even understand like how powerful knowing what your real goal is for the music stuff is more important than just saying that you gonna do it or that you talented. Your mindset is everything. That's the most important thing. Because if you have the mindset of you actually a boss, you can become a Rick Ross. If you don't have that mindset, listen, you gonna be focused on the weed, the liquor, the women, the this, the that. You ain't gonna never make no money, bro. Yeah. You gonna keep messing up a bag and you're not gonna get it right back.
Fact. Or even have that shot to try to get it right back. Yeah. Right. You're right, man. So when you doing your artistry, right? And this is kind of switching gears a little bit. So being an artist and a DJ, you have sometimes in the club scenes to where the artist may come up to the booth like, hey bro, try to spin on record X, Y, and Z, whoop, whoop, and hit up some cash. Like, what is your advice or how does that work nowadays as far as if you just out here trying to hustle and get your record spent in the club? Because I still do believe that the club is one of them testing fields to see if this song gonna go or not. So for yourself, like, what does it look like for you? And also for an artist, how should that work as far as working your move inside these clubs?
Buy a section.
Makes sense.
Buy a section.
It's an investment, though. Yeah.
It is an investment, but you got to look at what you're trying to do. First and foremost, if you buy the section and you bring them 30 people out,
facts.
People gonna know, oh man, he brought 30 people out. We made some money with him. Yeah. He got some bottles. Because 30 people ain't gonna everybody can't drink out of one bottle. Facts. They got to get a couple bottles at that point. The club made money. You done made some money. You know why you made some money? Because your record got spent in the club. Now, here's the thing about that. A lot of artists don't even know when they go into certain clubs, is the club registered with BMI Live or the ASCAP stage and everything? Which means when your record is being performed or is playing in the club, you actually supposed to get paid for that.
That's a gem, bro. Guarantee it, because I just got my mind going. A lot of folks probably don't know that. Is the club registered for that? Damn. Take note.
So a lot of times when they go into the club, they like, okay, we gonna go up and we gonna do this, we gonna do that. Now, most of these strip clubs probably not registered for that right there. But some of them are. So if you go into particular establishment, you need to get a actual section. Then you ain't gotta go, you know what I'm saying? You ain't gotta go have to pay the DJ to do this. Oh, I'm trying to, hey man, let me give you $100. Yeah. Talk to the promoter. The promoter already know the DJ. Then you build a relationship with the promoter, with the DJ, with the club. Then that's how you do footwork.
Wherever that promoter go or that DJ,
But I feel like I just gave away too much game, right?
What you just said, bro. I'm telling you, I was like, damn, that because you can find artists, they just on a, I want my stuff played. They just going to every little small club, big club, and some showcases. It's like nowadays to me, showcases, this is like, I don't personally think they're worth it unless you know for a fact who's in the building and the opportunity they brings. But it's a regular showcase. It's just like if you're trying to pursue a career, it's not a smart business move.
Right.
If you just doing this on a side hustle, like, bro, go out here and showcase your ass off and get the song out. But if you're trying to navigate, it takes some pre-research of where you going and that night to say, we need to be up in here. Me and like my 30 folks doing X, Y, and Z. Right. So you think showcases kind of still what it is a little bit?
You gotta look at it like this, man. And I feel like I'm giving y'all so much game right now by saying some of this stuff, but like, you know, in Atlanta, so you got Tip Spot, Trap City, right?
Yeah.
They got like R&B karaoke. They give away money. Mm-hmm. If you an R&B artist, you doing the trap R&B stuff, why you ain't up there performing?
Facts.
Did you buy a booth? Did you come buy some wings? Mm-hmm. Did you get some drinks? You know what I'm saying? If you gonna go out your way to be a part of a showcase, like you just said, make sure it's beneficial, but know where you supposed to be at. Know where you supposed to be going. You know what I'm saying? Because I feel like a lot of time people come to Atlanta, they'll come to different areas and stuff. They don't even know who doing the R&B nights, bro.
Facts.
They don't even know this the club night where all the celebrities gonna be up in this joint. This person that came in town. You know what I'm saying? If you know when Gold Room was open, Jada Waiter coming off up in there, right? Ari coming up in there. Why you ain't spent $2,000 to get a section up in there and get your record played? You know why I say that, right? Because it's going to be probably about 5,000 people. Maybe not 5,000, but it's probably going to be about 3,000 people up in there.
That's a crowd you in front of.
3,000 people. You spent this right here, but you going to get it back. You know how you get it back? Where your street team at? Hey, people going out there tapping in with everybody. Oh, yeah, this artist's song was played in the club. I just broke the game down to you right there. That's why so many artists ain't successful. They don't understand that. And then you know what they're going to say even after they hear that? They're going to be like, well, that's a lot of money.
Yeah.
But think about how much money you spending on your Gucci shoes that you probably shouldn't even be rocking. How much you spending on, you know what I'm saying, the designer fits that don't even give a fuck about us.
Facts. Say that again.
Because you ain't rocking black designers, you rocking. I'm just saying. But you done spent thousands on that. That's why you can't pay for the section.
Or your own studio section.
You can't do that either.
Your image does matter, but it's like you got to be smart about this, dog. Like
you can go to Burgers and Coat Factory, bro.
Hey, you ain't lying though. It's ways to spend your come up, man.
Right.
Yeah. It's ways to spend your come up. Another thing, like you said, if you in a club with 3,000, whatever 1,000 folks, right? In today's age, you getting in front of them there, but what everybody doing in there? Got their phones out recording it, and your song could be in that background or somebody live or somebody. Then like, damn, what's this? Shazam, or let me go search, and then boom, the opportunity is there. But because you don't want to either invest or say that 2,000 it could be a hit or miss, yeah, but you're gonna have plenty of those, man.
If your song good,
facts.
See, if your song good, it ain't gonna be a hit or miss. You got it. You know why? Here, what happened with everybody when they getting ready to leave the club? They what?
They got their phones out half the time, calling folks, telling folks, texting folks about what's good, how the club was.
But most of them probably turned up. I ain't gonna say they're drunk, but most of them probably turned up.
Yeah.
So by the time they turned up, they're ready to go get something to eat. If ain't no food truck out there,
Waffle House, someone like that.
All your cards. All your cards. Hey, what's up? My song was playing in the club. You got somebody out there need your little cute promo girl or something like that. Yeah, this artist was being played in the club tonight. Boom, make sure you check them out. They scan, follow them on Instagram. Oh, that was they song, huh? Oh, that's him, right? Yeah.
Follow, download, share, all that.
Now your followers just went up organically. Now people tapped in with you organically. That's how you build a brand.
You give them game, dog.
But a lot of people, they don't even understand that, man.
You think it's his work ethic, like as far as somebody how bad they really want it?
I think there's one big side of it. And then I think a lot of time people, their expectation levels. You can expect to succeed and be so successful that the moment one little thing does not go the way that you wanted it to go, it twists your whole thinking up of the situation.
Shit, man. I wish I pray a lot of artists watch it, because I know I have some friends who's artists. They still trying to come up in the game, and just some of these tips and advice that we talking about, even though like I started out that way, but my whole thing was, if you got a upcoming label, right, and the lottery ticket to get into the game is very slim. So if everybody's just looking this way, trying to be an artist, and ain't nobody doing the business, it's just like the odds is gonna be trashing in too. If one of y'all do pop, you got to either sit here and just go out on a whim and trust somebody else with your career versus having somebody already in the camp doing it. So, and that's what my role was. I'm gonna stop trying to make music and go figure out how does his business work. And then learning some of those tips as far as like, bruh, the investments, the time, and this main thing. You're a rap artist, but you are a product and a brand. If you think and move like that, your career have just that much more chance of taking off. Because folks like you looking at like, what bro got going on? Your money and the label money, am I going my ROI? What it's gonna look like messing with you? Because I don't know, but half these labels don't care about most of their artists. It's a business move. They trying to make that bag, man. But again, it's tragic. Hopefully, again, somebody who's listening hear that and take heed of it. But back to you, right? As far as being a DJ, artist, and president of QC DJs, how do you manage that? That could be a lot. So how do you go by managing that lifestyle? Again, you just said you was on the road and X, Y, and Z back to back. So what does that look like for you as far as managing that?
I mean, really, man, it's more so just like structuring everything out. A lot of time management, just like today.
All good.
You know what I'm saying?
All good.
But you have to call your publicist sometimes, or the person on you forget.
Be like that.
Yeah, but that's kind of how it really be, man. But I stay on the go so much, man, from not just on the music side, from my other business endeavors and stuff too. And even with my cologne brand launch, Whisper, it's a lot going on with myself. And that's another reason why I say, bro, I can't focus on certain things no more. I have went in the industry for years being somebody who was influential on a lot of different moving parts, but I ain't had my own product. So the moment I get my own product, I'm like, it's interesting, because it shows you who a lot of people are to you, and it also shows you what you are capable of. You know what I'm saying? So with that being the case, that's why I say, like, with me, I have to do a lot of time management because there's a lot of moving parts. And being a business person, like being an artist is cool. I feel like me getting ready to do this project or doing this project is like a warm up. But overall, because I'm so consistent with doing so much with these DJs, doing so much with these artists and things like that, it's more so just like time management. How do we map all this out? Because you have to structure everything. Because if not, I ain't gonna lie to you, sometimes I be feeling like I got ADHD, you know what I'm saying? Because you have so much going on, but then you can get overwhelmed.
Like, where do I start? Where do I focus?
And then you don't start.
At all.
So you have to manage everything. Let me focus on this. Okay, that's done. Let me focus on this. Okay, that's done. Let me focus. You know what I'm saying? And I don't know how many other people out there like that, but just me speaking from my own experience, it can be sometimes like self-sabotages if you don't pay attention and actually go ahead and commit to a time schedule and making things happen. And I know for me, that's kind of what screwed me up over the years in a lot of situations. So now I try to be on top of a lot of things, more so as much as possible.
Yeah, I feel that time management, especially in business, is key. Like you said, you can be all over the place and, oh, I forgot this, forgot that. But having that schedule, I try my best to do it to this day. Just stick to X, Y, and Z. It may change up. Some things may change throughout the day, but that's just how you learn to pivot at an ungiven moment. But I agree with that. So in the future, right, what do you see yourself in the music industry in like maybe 5 years from now? Like, what do you think it's going to look like?
In 5 years, the music industry as a whole will have changed again. I don't know who's going to be dropping projects. I don't know if, Drake will feel like dropping projects like that. He might be on the other business endeavors. I don't know who's going to drop something. You might still get an occasional, but rap is a young man's game, even younger than me. You know what I'm saying? When you have the opportunity to do certain stuff, you do it, but don't never lose the fun from it. And that's what I feel like a lot of times happens in music. When you put certain stuff out, it's fun. Have something happen, you're like, dang, man, this ain't fun no more. That's why you get certain projects that you get. You know what I'm saying? Because people are trying to fulfill a goal of the deal that they're in. But in the next 5 years, I feel like you're going to see something different. A lot of people who we grew up listening to are getting older.
Facts.
They're getting to the point where not that they necessarily going to retire, but they just getting to a point where it's like, if they ain't been to Belize or they ain't been to, Turkey or something like that, they might want to go do that and have a vacation.
Facts.
They need to do that. They've earned that. Whether they realize it or not, they got the money to go do it.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So I don't have a true expectancy of culture because there's so many other things going on in the world.
You can change that and shift for the moment anytime. Yeah, I feel that.
Yeah. Because you got, stuff going on overseas with Palestine and these wars and stuff going on in different countries. And, rest in peace to all the people who have innocently been murdered and things like that. But it's so much going on in the world right now. I don't know what's going to be the case in the next 5 years with music. Hopefully, music will continue to breed more entrepreneurs, more successful individuals across the board, not just for the Black community, but literally across the board in every community.
Yeah.
Because we really all need each other across the board more than we ever realize it, but we don't necessarily say that. You know what I'm saying?
That's 100% truth to it, though.
So, I mean, I can't even speak on it because I feel like, in America alone, next year we got elections coming up. What's that gonna look like?
Crazy as hell, pretty usual. Yeah.
So then the next 4 years is gonna be dictated about what that election look like for us.
Straight politics, yeah.
Right. So then it's gonna go from that to X, Y, and Z. So how we move and how this happens is like it encompasses the whole entire world. What is the world on? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Unfortunately, but that's the truth.
It's all tied in together. So I understand what you're saying. It is kind of hard to just see because music is one of them things. It's an art. It's not like it's not saying it's not stable. Like brick and mortar, quote unquote. Right. It's not just here you can change this and that. It's the whole art. You never know what's going to be created in X, Y, and Z. So I get that. With just a few more questions real quick. You just said something that sparked something I want to ask you earlier. So for one, you said music is a young man's sport, right? Or young person, woman, man sport. So what age do you think is like, bruh, or baby girl going ahead and say, cut that off and just find something else to do or transition in this industry? Like, what age is that? Like, what age and what they should have going on to stop it? And the second part to that is, if you can remember this part too, when it comes to the youth, right? You may hear, oh, because this rapper and that rapper say X, Y, and Z, it's messing our youth up. Now, how do you feel about that?
I mean, I'm gonna be honest with you, because I did a panel about hip hop 50th in Detroit. Mm-hmm. That was one of the latter question was one of the questions that somebody's probably grandma was out there in the crowd asking. And, you know, certain people were giving their take on things in reference to that. And I feel like this, man, when it comes to when people talk about lyrics and stuff like that, overall and in general, in order for people to make a change in their music, you got to tell these kids to stop consuming that themselves. As long as a person feel like and know that they can put, even if it's a hymn or a war tone in the background, an underlay of a record, and they can be pushed out to psychologically manipulate this person. If they know they can do that, they're going to continue to do it because that's how they make money. And even like, because I think her comment was, you know, it's all these rappers want to talk about killing and this here and that there and everything. It was like, I mean, I get that. But apples and oranges, so to speak. The Isley Brothers, Smokey Robinson, they was definitely talking about sex.
That's a fact.
And we did not know it.
Yeah.
We was growing up younger. We up here saying stuff. I ain't realized till I got, oh, dang, Smokey, you was...
Yeah.
Let me be the pendulum to the clock and your... What was you saying? You know, but between the sheets... Right. But you had... Yeah, y'all, we was listening to that, though.
Yeah.
But... if you told them, well, shoot, why you think I like all these women, you know, I'm feeling like this or doing this, I want to be promiscuous and everything, because y'all had me listening to that. They don't want to hear that, though, right? But at the grand scheme of things is people are going to put out music that invokes something out of people because it makes them stream it and buy it. So if you don't want this to be a thing, you have to change the perception of the younger generation. You have to tell them, nah, y'all need to be listening to this over here. You can't tell them stop listening to music. You can't tell them stop listening to rap music. Tell them to go listen to certain Tupac records. Tell them to go listen to Keep Your Head Up. Tell them to go listen to Biggie, The Sky's the Limit. That'll give them a different perspective on hip hop or what it can be. That'll give them something different to think about when it comes to lyrics. And also, you got to look at folks' environment.
Facts.
If this person is growing up, male or female, and they're displaced, and when they turn on the radio, something is being played, because on the radio, you know, stuff gonna be bleeped out. But they go pull up the song on a computer or something, right? That's going to attract their attention because they feel like it resonates with their environment. If they know they got to go rob somebody or steal something out the garbage can to get right, they like, man, yeah, they talking about some real stuff, you know what I'm saying? Because I got to live like this myself. Whether this person living like that or not, they don't know. But they feel like it resonates with them. And that's what I be trying to explain to the older generation sometimes. You got to realize, like, people, they listen to what they feel like resonates with them. A lot of times we listen to high energy music, rap music, when we trying to work out or we trying to, you know, get something out of our system.
Yeah.
That's why, man, shoot, I'm going to the gym, I'm listening to Meek Mill.
Yeah, you know who your playlist is.
Exactly.
Got to be upbeat tempo, BPM got to be out there,
You might find some real ratchet records up on there, you know what I'm saying? Or some real hood stuff, you know? It's like, okay, yeah, because you trying to do that. All right, bet, cool. It makes sense. And that's why I be trying to explain to people, like, Same way y'all can listen to country music, same way you can listen to rock and roll music, same way you can listen to EDM music, same way you can listen to pop records, old school, R&B, whatever, gospel, all of that. It's dictated by the mood that you in. You know what I'm saying? So that's why it's like, you gotta, can we change these people's environments? Is that what we working toward, or do we care?
Yeah. It's a lot of that come with it. And it's like, I just feel about that topic a little bit to touch on it. An artist is gonna do what an artist is gonna do. But I just feel as if like the kids growing up now, because of course it's been 50 years with hip hop. They're not saying they're displaced, but knowing that hip hop and music was kind of based on the artists actually talking about what they're actually doing, and they're painting stories and telling stories. Like an artist growing up hearing that who wants to be a rapper, oh, let me start telling my story. Then the next generation, oh, let me start telling my story, but I'm gonna put a little extra into it. Then the next one. Then it just goes into some artists just forgetting that people have been starting to listen to music because it was a relatable topic, a relatable story, this and that they can relate to, but forgetting that, and then they're putting that, I'm going to spin here, this and that, drill this and that, and da-da-da-da, but forgetting like some of these people are still remembering songs are for truth and relatable instances, even though it's entertainment. So yeah, I get the other side of I'm making this shit entertaining. I gotta sell some records and whoop. But just those two leveraging that is just so confusing. So of course to a young kid, and of course now the access nowadays, you can only block so much with these cell phones and X, Y, and Z. But like you said, one either as a parent, leader, or adult, expose them to the other side and also give them that talk, letting them know like, look, half of these folks, this ain't what they got going on. Some they do. It's gonna be hard to try to choose who is lying and who's not, but be smart enough to know this is just music. You know the songs are really meant to uplift you. And if you do hear some of these things, be your own self and think for yourself. And you know right from wrong. Like, but again, that whole environment and background, some kids growing up, they don't quite know their right from wrong is a little bit different from Susie in the suburbs. And then, you got Kenny in the hood. Like, my right could be if I got to eat, but I got to kick that door down and go eat. Right? So it's just, it's so many levels to that, man.
But also too, every Lil Durk song ain't this way.
Yeah, for sure.
He got All My Life. He got other records that's uplifting. So if Lil Durk can make uplifting music, focus on the uplifting. If you want, Lil Durk, they favorite, so listen to the uplifting. Everything that this person put out ain't about kill, scam, this, that, I'm robbing, everything about that. Some folk got some records for the ladies. They got some records for this person,
That's a fact.
So that's why I'm saying it's like, well, what do you let them listen to? That's the main thing right there.
It starts in that household too, man.
All the time.
Yeah. You can't control that.
Right.
You can't. But as long as you sitting there, the best you can do, either as a parent or a guardian, speaking to these kids, speaking to the youth, like, look, bro, I get it. It's what you love, this and that, but this what it is and this what it ain't. And after that, it's just culture and society. We outnumbered by that. So what you gonna do, man? What you gonna do? But just real quick, the other part of that question as far as the young man sport, how do you feel about that? Like, what is that age? Because one instance, the reason why I brought it back up, because a friend said he had a hard ass song. It was knocking, everything sounded good. This shit could go, but I think him and a producer went to a club and to the DJ, let the DJ hear it. DJ 100% fucking with it. It's like, yeah, I'm gonna spin it with the whoop. And he was like, how old is bro? He told him his age, and he was like, damn, bro, I can't even play it. You too old. But how do you feel about that? And then what age do you think is the whole young man sport in music?
They shouldn't tell him what the age was.
Facts.
The reason why I say that is this. If you 50 years old and you decide to rap or sing, somebody who's a pop singer, it's like 48, 50 something, getting records placed, doing this, doing that. You're not going to say that about the pop singer or the country singer.
Facts.
But you're going to say that about rappers and R&B artists. It's like, they focus on age, they focus on weight, they focus on how dark you are, how light you are, what do you look like. They focus on all these things within the rap and the R&B community, right? They don't do this in other genres of music. They don't do that. Age can't determine when somebody puts out a record, but if you gonna get into the music business, you should when you younger.
Yeah.
Not as you getting older. Like me, bro, I've been in the industry for over 10 years. Me putting out a project because I can do that.
And it makes sense.
It makes sense, yeah. Somebody who 18 though, man, they got me. You 18.
Yeah.
What you need? Can I help you?
Yeah.
Cause they younger. They got longevity. When I'm 50 years old, unless I'm being invited to speak on the panel or do this and do that, what I'm gonna be honest with you. That's why I like
ready coming out next week, man.
Come on, man. Come on. Like this why you look at somebody like Snoop Dogg. Snoop Dogg is a living legend, bro.
Yeah.
He on the project I'm putting out, man. He a living legend. What you see this man doing now? Man, he got stuff with the kids.
On commercials.
He on commercials. Yeah. Right. He on what are the DoorDash commercial?
That one and the Corona with Lime.
Right.
Corona.
Right. So he got all these endorsement, making money, doing that. He acting. Look at Ice-T. Ice-T been in CSI. Right.
Yeah.
He been doing that for years. He ain't got to drop another record. They paying him all this money to do acting and different things like that. When you get to a certain age, man, it's like you got to understand. Are you going to be young? How many lines can you come up with?
That's going to resonate with these
people.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying.
Seeing his drama, pension, trying to win it. Like, what? Yeah.
Okay, so how many of y'all still alive in this one that actually that's gonna resonate with?
Yeah.
They not playing it in the club, sir. They not playing it in the club.
Facts.
So, I mean, that's why I'm like, at a certain point, I mean, even on a lesser scale, because you see what Snoop doing, but look at 50 Cent. 50 Cent can go do a world tour with his music.
Sell it up.
Sold out. G-Unit. Okay, but what he really be doing?
TV, movie, yeah.
Movies, films. He got the liquor brand. I mean, you get he can still drop some songs now if he want to.
But I think that helps too as well. Because one, you staying relevant, but you're not trying to act like I'm this young, you still hot artist. It's like, I had my stamp. You know who I am, but now that I'm on transition, I still got enough repertoire, clout, my portfolio to say, if 50 ever drop a record, it's like, it's 50. Like we always have, he's never fell out. We always know who he is. So still doing a record just still makes sense for him versus like you said, somebody just getting into the game is just like where this come from? Like, bro, we can't either club to this, spin to this, drink to this, shit, have sex to this. Like, bro, what is it, dog? So it bounced back to one, like with 50, that brand and his business side take you a long way. That's like the longevity, man.
Right.
For sure. But we about to wrap it up, man. I ain't gonna keep it too much longer. So what's next for Ruben? What you got coming up? As far as any announcements and stuff like that, what you got coming?
I would say this month we getting ready to drop the female perfume line. So we have the male cologne for Whisper. We're going to have the female getting ready to drop this month. We have a couple of other additives with the Whisper brand in general. That's going to be good for relationship building and, with your significant other or whatever. And outside of that, man, really for me also, if y'all have not yet, make sure y'all tap in with Glow Energy Drink. Shout out to, Kylie Jenner, whole drink company. I'm also a part of that campaign as well. So shout out to, definitely shout out to Glow Energy Drink. And really just from that, man, 5 a.m. on Peachtree.
Yeah, do it.
Yeah.
Let's do it. All right, man. So with that, before we close out, right, if you could, again, like I said in the beginning, you got young dude, young female, young old, whomever they may be watching, right? They may want to be a DJ, a producer, or just navigate how you navigate, right? So if you can, just lead them with some advice, some inspiration, some words of encouragement to either how to just get up and get started, how to keep going, how to navigate. So what can you tell to the listeners and viewers right now?
Watch this interview. I can't say nothing else because I feel like I dropped so much that I probably shouldn't even have dropped. But I feel like I dropped so much in this interview. If you watch this interview, it's actually going to help you. Start from the beginning with the 48 Laws of Power book. Listen, man, for the person who don't read, go on YouTube, start doing research on, bettering yourself as much as possible. If you are a young person, you want to get into the entertainment industry and everything, ask yourself, is this something that you really want to do? I also understand it's a lot of work. It requires your parents to do a lot of investment in you as a young person. And if that's not the case, if you are of age, make sure you have a job, keep a job, always have a job. I, myself, made a lot of mistakes because I did not have a job all the time. Everything in life requires money except water and the air that you breathe. That's the world we live in. That's the system that we live in. Understand that. Until that is done away with, that's what it is. So respect that and always realize and understand you got to invest in yourself, man. You got to. So definitely watch this interview. Check it out, man. Hey, I'm Ruben Wood, president of QC DJs. You already know what's going on, man. You know how we coming.
And let them know how they can find you on social media too, man.
Tap in with me at Real Ruben Wood. That's at RealRubenWood. Make sure you also follow official QC DJs on Instagram as well. And again, 5 a.m. on Peachtree is coming. Get ready.
Let's do it, man. But again, brother, I want to thank you for coming through. I know for a fact, like I said, if they listen to this interview, it's a lot of value you don't put out. And he even gave me, so I ain't even doing it. But I'm like, man, that made so much sense. But thank you for coming out. I highly appreciate it, man. I'm going to say I know they're going to gain some value from it again. So next time, y'all have been tuned into the Inherited Podcast. I am Sir Gates. Make sure y'all follow the podcast page at Inherited Podcast. That's NHERITD Podcast. Follow me on social at Sir Gates BC, SRRGATESBC. This is Inherited Podcast, man. Y'all have a good one. Until next time.
I appreciate you, man.
It was a good one.